feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They're deceived with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
All right, hopefully I'm coming through now. It looks like I am. Let's get this party started. Here we go. Just adjusting the volume so I don't blow your guys' eardrums out. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Nightcap. We're doing this every Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use for tomorrow. And we got a lot to talk about today. Trump coin up, down, all over the place, a lot of volatility. My man didn't even know how much he made off of it until reporters were telling him. Craziness. Let's go. And it actually had a 30% dip, and then it was bought by one of the largest purchases of the entire existence of the coin, which made it bounce. Very interesting to see that some of the big people didn't even realize that, yes, that is the support when the biggest purchase comes in, right? That it's a low cap, all right? So that has an influence on it. Shocking that people don't realize that. But there's also some big news. Trump actually followed through on one of his biggest crypto promises that we did here at the Bitcoin conference, and today it was a reality. So we will talk about that when we get into the news. But that being said, I'm going to head over to the chat right now. I'm going to say what's up to everybody. Username, of course, he was in the chat early. We were going back and forth, and you know what? My man has been knighted. Go forth and do good things, sir. He is now officially one of our moderators. He is here every day holding it down in the chat. So we went ahead, made him a moderator, but I already told him, easy come, easy go. Don't be acting all crazy in here. I see you getting on me already about being late. So I got you. My eyes on you. I'm watching you. All right. Keeping it going now. Let's get it down. Jesse, good look in the house. What's up? How are you? Hope all is well with you. Mark Dutch in the chat. Let's go. Giddy, giddy. All right. Hart, what's up? Washington sucks. Yeah, I know. We're going to have to be talking smack this week. But that being said, you know what? Good luck to you, man. we'll see you. I'm looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited, but I'm a little nervous too because I mean, Philly does on paper have the better team. I'll be honest about that. All right, Alexandra G, the best mod in the house, is back. Let's go. Hey, shout out to Alexandra G. If you don't know, she is always community driven and providing her time for other people. Much love to you. So she was out there supporting people out in SoCal. So just want to give you a shout out. We appreciate you. Obviously, the people of SoCal appreciate you as well. So shout out to Alexandra G. Drop some emojis in the chat for her, because much love for that lady. All right, Trade Intuition. T.I. Joe's in here. Bingo bango, my dude. What's up, brother? And scrolling down a little bit more. Let's go. Man, y'all are just blowing up the chat already. Blowing it up. All right. Let's see. See if I can actually catch up on some of the chat. Have the show on one monitor as I continue my research on the other monitor. Only have 30 tabs open at the moment, but soon it will be 80 plus. You must have a lot of RAM, bro, because that would slow down the computer for sure. All right, getting down here. It looks like all y'all are jamming out to the music. I had that cranking. I'm sorry, by the way. I wasn't able, once I hit play, I wasn't able to adjust it and bring the volume back down. I don't know why it was maxed out, but here nor there. Let's keep this going. All right. Man, y'all are just feeding the chat. Let's go. FD White in the... What are you doing? Why are you in the chat and not on the show? Free FD. All right, I'm going to turn interview off. And then I'm going to turn interview on. Let's see what happens. Maybe it'll let them in. That was correct. There it goes. For whatever reason, we just need to reset it. I don't know what that's all about, but our man FD is in the chat, or now he's in. He is in here. We're going to go ahead and bring him up as I keep going through the list here, but we got him up. What's up, FD? How you doing? You know, we got to get that music going too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to come back to you here in a second, FD. I'm going to finish going through the chat and give these shout outs to the fine ladies and gentlemen that are in here. And yes, whoa, there he goes. And he's back. All right, cool. Scrolling through. We got Wick's wife, fine 89. Username got that wrench. You know it. All right, scrolling down. I think, who else? Oh, J Violet. I almost missed you. Because it skips sometimes. I don't know if you guys know. Like if I'm scrolling down and you guys keep flooding the chat, all of a sudden it just goes down to the bottom. So, all right, I think I got everybody. Let's do it. Like button activated. I appreciate y'all. Let's go. FD, what's up, man? How's everything going today?
It's pretty good.
My man, he's back. The robot.
Check.
Nah, you still a robot. He gone. All right. All right, he's coming back. It'll be quick. There we go. You back?
Check.
Hey! We got our man back. Let's go. Hey, by the way, Harp, I know yesterday you were saying my audio was like a little strange, kind of going in and out. I went back and listened to it, and I think it had to do with the sound canceling, we'll say, application that I was using within Wavelength. So I was tweaking that today. Let me know if it sounds better, because what I did, I used a different, I actually used Apple's proprietary noise cancellation software. Let me know if it sounds better. And all set, what's up? Shout out to you. All right, FD's back. We got him. Let's go. Talk to me, Goose. Or not. We can sit here.
Oh, okay. There we go. Everything's going good, man. Everything's going pretty good. Bitcoin had a nice little bounce this morning. We didn't catch it, but we were looking at it. We did catch a virtuals bounce a little bit off that. I think it was like $2.50 area. Other than that, man, we just been sitting back and watching Trump and seeing what's happening. He did talk about AI today. No crypto, so we'll see what happens.
He did. Yeah, but I mean, there was a little crypto talk because they asked him specifically about his meme coin. And they told him, like, he was like, how much should I make on that? And they were like, several billion, sir. And he was like, that's peanuts. I was like, come on, man. Come on, man. God. Throw me a freaking bone, Scotty. I'll take some of that money if you don't care about it. All right. I'm getting hazed already for not saying rib chat. So there you go. Rib chat for the people. I'm the man of the people. Let's keep this going. I got Mike playing the house. What's up? Got a couple of you sliding in here a little late. Cake diggity, no doubt. In here. Here we go. Here we go. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get over to the first segment. You guys know what it is. It is gonna be the Daily Degen. Let's go ahead and get this party. Boom, shakalaka. So we got Bitcoin up, but you know, I'm a man. What do you guys want? What do you want to do? Is there anything in? Nah, there's nothing that we can trade that has ribs in it. Is there? Let's look. Nope, nothing with ribs. Sorry, we can't trade ribs today. So go ahead and give me something in the chat here. What do you guys want to trade today? Kind of guys want to do Trump again? Because that was fun yesterday. We hit on that pretty nice. Want to hit Trump, or we could do something along those lines. Yes, K Diggity. I love it. Someone needs to get to work on making a rib coin. We have to do this. Let's do it. I'm down. That's ribs. You know it. You know it. All right, let's go ahead and you guys are all about the ribs, man. Let's just go ahead and trade some Trump coin again. Let's pull that up. Let's see where that's at. $42. Just stayed in that trade, huh? Oh, didn't pop up. There it is. Trump. All right, we got Trump up, and it looks like it is working its way down right now. It looks like you got a little area of support you could find right here. Just a nice little horizontal as I'm looking at it. But it is, again, it's as usual. It's always up to you guys on what we do here. Oh, it is dumping. So there you go. Got a little range here where you can find some support. What are you guys right now? Long, short. You're 92% long. All right, are you sure you guys want to go long on Trump right now? Because
we got a little bit to come down to hit a little bit of support, but I mean, a long would be plausible. And I think we have a little bit more to come down, but
we can. We can do it. I just think it's not following along with everything else. So if your guys' sentiment, oh my god. I just thought of something. Now, if we do come out with rib token, how can we not go short on rib token? I'm just saying. Short ribs? Anybody? Short ribs? Just dad joke? All right. Let's see. Trump is still coming down. I don't know if I want to take the long right here, to be honest. I know it's no, not Trump. All right, give me something else then. If you don't want Trump, what do you want? You gotta say more than no, not Trump. Give me a token, give me a project, give me something. Talk to me. I am talking to you people in the chat. Give me token. Let's go.
What about
virtuals? All right, there you go.
Oh my goodness.
RMT.
Hey, I'm just looking at some of these coins. They are down bad. Goodness gracious.
Everything's
at
coming
25 cents.
Yeah, it seems like, is the market pulling back as a whole? Let's go over
a little bit.
Let's look at Bitcoin. I'm gonna go on the 7-minute real quick just to kind of see what it's doing.
Retro Mike says short virtuals.
Yeah. Yeah.
he wants to short all AI agents.
Oh, here we go. So yeah, it's pulling back a little bit. It is coming down the dynamic reactor. So I think it's I think we see a little downside before we get a bounce, to be honest with you. But I mean, I'll do what you guys want to do.
A lot of coins are coming down for a little bit, but they do have a little bit of support. Most of them are coming down to some support levels, so we may get a little
virtuals is
before we get a bounce.
Not one of those that is actually trending down towards support right now, though. I mean, maybe on a larger time frame, but on the 5-minute, it was a lot clearer on Trump than virtuals. See, like virtuals, I would be like, okay, maybe about right here is kind of your first stop. You're just over VWAP. You see resistance and support right there, like right about $2.62. So that would make sense, like if you want to take a long position there. So I guess the thing that, you know, and I would say we're more likely to be at resistance for virtuals than support right now on the 5-minute time frame. Or this is the 15, sorry. So Retro Mike Tech says short virtuals. I need you guys are still voting long. That is hilarious. All right. This is a conundrum. This is a conundrum. Let's see in the chat. Let's tell me in the chat if you guys want to go long or short. I know you guys voted. Most of you voted already. But knowing what you know now, do you want to stay long or do you want to go short? I'll let you. Let's see what you guys got in the chat real quick. So let's do that. I will let you guys, you know, put some comments in the chat here. I'll kind of loosely look at them. Username says long everything, of course. You guys are just bullish all the time. And then let's go ahead and cover a news article, and I'll come back to the chat. I want to see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's go. So first thing we got up here is Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says President Trump is excited about a strategic Bitcoin reserve. I think he is excited about it. He really wants to be the first Bitcoin president. So there you go. I mean, we've heard this narrative from all the way from the Bitcoin conference all the way to now, but now the CEO of Coinbase is talking about it. If you don't think he has insider information, you're wrong, right? And this is going to come into play again in a later segment, or not a later segment, but another piece of news that we have to talk about later on. I think that, you know, there's little things that come out in these conversations that you can really take note of and kind of get ahead. And that's why I think it is important. I mean, don't take all news, you know, as gospel, but it is to kind of pay attention to things like this when he's talking about it. So I think he's being genuine. I think it's a matter of them figuring out how that they can add it as a reserve, because, you know, I was talking to Piper about it, and Piper very, you know, smartly pointed out, he was like, they can't take Bitcoin that they've confiscated and then turn that into the reserve because it's unconstitutional. All right. So they have to sell that for like price. So they have
constitutional.
Yeah, it's unconstitutional. And like he was like pulling out the references and everything. Yeah, well, I mean, there always is. But here nor there, if they want to do it the right way, they'd have to sell it and then buy it back. So that could be a conversation that's happening with Coinbase, right? How can we sell it to you OTC, then buy it back, whatever the case may be, or sell it and then buy it back OTC, because they're probably going to find the way that is most beneficial for themselves, because, you know, we're not, you know, I don't think Trump is going to want to take a loss, right? Like, so I'm sure there's probably some funny business that they got to figure out here, but here nor there. I think this is bullish. I think this is good to hear that. And again, I think we're gonna talk about Brian Armstrong a little bit more here later. So here we go. Now, if you guys aren't following this, Ross Ulbricht has been granted a full and unconditional pardon by President Trump. Now, if you don't know, this was involved with Silk Road. Okay, so this goes way, way back, and they actually were giving out shirts at the Bitcoin conference that said "Free Ross." All right, so Trump has followed through, and I will give him a little bit of credit, right? Like the dude, I feel like he was actually running some things before he actually was inaugurated. But here nor there, he is following through on some things that he said, and that's refreshing, right? Because a lot of people come into office and they're like, hey, I'm promising this, this, and this, and you go back and you look at all the promises and you're like, damn, dude, you didn't follow through on anything. So he is, you know, making some changes. You guys got to go through the list and look at some of the executive orders that he has signed. Not saying that those things will necessarily make a direct, tangible impact right now, but, you know, at least there's an effort, you know, and that's what I'll say about that. So, you know, I say this definitely does kind of, you know, open the door for some conversations in terms of like digital rights and things of that nature. You guys will have to go back and kind of read up on that a little bit and understand the full case and how this really has an impact on, you know, the future of crypto. But again, I think this is good. This is bullish news for cryptocurrency. So that being said, let's go ahead and get over to the article that I'm probably most excited to talk about here. We'll bring up our man Elmer Fudd, sound the siren. Let's get this going. All right, man, FD, this is where I'm bringing you into the party. All right, we're gonna talk about this one a little bit. So I'm really excited to hear your take on it. But according to let's scroll up a little bit, Dan. Here you go. All right. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says the exchange would delist Tether if required by law, as U.S. legislation may mandate full reserves and U.S. Treasury bonds. According to the Wall Street Journal, Tether is under investigation by the Justice and Treasury Departments for lacking fully audited financials. This has been the case from day one. Ever since I've been in crypto, everyone's like, "Hey, how is Tether financially backed?" And there's been a lot of, we'll say, FUD around it, saying that it's not wholly backed by the assets that they're claiming. And, there's people that have actually, tried to kind of dig in on this. And I would say that is why when given the option, I have defaulted to USDC, right? Because they are more transparent. They do have proof of reserves, right? And that's, I think, very, very important, right? You don't want to get backed into a corner with one of these and kind of, have your pants around your ankles. What's important about this, though, is that the conversation is being had. And that, again, I think you take this and you can have a little insight of like, hey, this is a real discussion that's happening behind closed doors, and this could come to fruition. And if you don't know, Coinbase is in bed with USDC, right? They're very tightly woven. They're giving you incentives to use USDC. So they would really like to see this. So I bet there is a push from them as a competitive or competing entity to say, hey, like USDT is a no-go. Here's the reasons why. It's not safe for consumers. They're not financially backed. We think you should go with USDC, which then, for their business is better. So why am I talking about this? Why is this important in my mind? This will shift the landscape of crypto, especially in the United States, if they say, hey, USDT is no more, right? Think about the exchanges. There's a lot of exchanges that only operate on USDT. There's a lot of people that hold only USDT or shift their assets back and forth between USDC and whatever cryptocurrency they have or they're trading. This is massive. I think this is massive. And FD, over to you, man. I want to see kind of what you're thinking and what kind of impacts this could have on the cryptocurrency market.
Ooh, man, that's a lot to unpack, man. But as we always say, or we always said, Tether was kind of the most, I don't want to use the word sketchy, but non compliant, one of the biggest non-compliant companies possibly ever. We don't know exactly what they're holding. We have like an overview of what they're holding possibly, but they do like internal audits and put them out. They haven't had any like outside audits come in. So Coinbase and Circle, they're together. Circle owns USDC. I think they released the USDC. So I think if Tether wouldn't blow up crypto, if it went down, they would have been delisted it. They don't want to blow up crypto because if Tether goes down, Bitcoin's going down at least about 40% at the least. It'll probably come back, but it'll be a problem. It'll be a big problem.
That would rock the market like we haven't seen in a long time, man. We're talking
quick.
2022 stuff.
Quick. Yeah, so it'll be if that wouldn't happen, I think they would have been like to turn their backs on Tether, delisted it, putting out all type of FUD. It's their competitor. Why wouldn't they? Their biggest competitor. So I think they're going to start making steps. You see Brian Armstrong getting cozy with the president, getting cozy with the incoming administration or the now administration. So I think they might be trying to take steps to slowly get Tether out. They can't just kick them out all at once, or they can't stop it all at once. But I think they're going to try to slowly, get them out of there. But I think Tether was actually located where SBF was at. I don't know where it was, somewhere in like some island. Now they're like headquartered in El Salvador. It's like it's just all type of crazy stuff going on with Tether, man. So we'll see what happens. I don't think Tether is going to be the leader in the United States. I don't think they're going anywhere, but I think USDC, Brian Armstrong, Coinbase are going to be the clear leaders in the crypto space when it comes to the next 3-4 years. It's going to take a little bit of time. We don't want to blow up the market with Tether going down, and I don't think Tether is going to go down, but that market share is definitely going to even out a little bit when it comes to those stable coins.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, and I agree with you, man. I think it, like I said, it will shake the market, man. It'll be wild. So on board with that. Shout out to Moho. Said good morning, fellow crypto enthusiast. Good morning to you. Where are you located, Moho? Where are you located? Because it is evening here, so you have to be across the water somewhere. Said I'm down with the rib chat now. Someone was kind enough to give me a membership, and I can use the emoji. Let's go, rib chat for life, baby. Let's go. So if you guys, I did it in the background just because I didn't want to miss the move. Scalping, you know, it's just kind of the way it works. I think I might close it already. It's not up much, but I went ahead and entered into the long position on virtual because it did break. So I saw that break right there. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit more. We broke just above right here where I saw an area of resistance. So I went ahead and took a long position. And of course, market entries, it moves it up on you, but it is what it is. Jumped in on it and it is moving. So we are up right now about 5.68% on that move there. And yeah, all right. So I think we've kind of beat up the news a little bit. Let's go ahead and start moving into the market update. We'll get into what you guys are really here for, and that's looking at the charts. I know FD is going to bring that alpha today. Let's go. Hope you guys are ready for that. So if you guys don't know, yesterday, I would say if you're not very familiar with the liquidation heat map, go back and watch yesterday's episode because we had an extensive conversation on that and it really turned into a nice little training session. Like I'm almost tempted to go back and change the title of the video because I think it's an important part of people to really understand how liquidity affects the market and how you can tie that into your analysis on the charts. So, you know, I highly recommend it. Go back, check it out, especially I'd say like the later half of the episode. We spent probably a good 20-25 minutes talking about the liquidation heat map, liquidity, how you tie it in with resistance and support lines and all that stuff. So again, very important. Other thing I failed to mention, I did want to mention it here kind of early on in the episode. I just want you guys to know that we here at the Piper Academy, we're a community. All right. So it has like, there's been some discussions here and there. And, you know, I just want to make sure that everyone is being treated kindly. It is very, very important to us here on this channel that we are doing that. Okay. And I just want to make mention of that. You know, I want everyone here to feel welcomed. And that's, you know, that's kind of, you know, a big part of kind of our fundamental, you know, core values here on this channel. So again, have fun in the chat. I know we get unhinged. I know we like to have, you know, a little fun, talk a little smack, but when it really comes down to it, we also, you know, here treat everyone, you know, with respect. All right. So wanted to say that here. Let's go ahead and get into the market update. First thing we got going up. Oh, that just updated all kinds of crazy. Let me go ahead and get it up here. Existing home sales, that's going to go on the 24th. And then durable goods, month over month will be on the 28th. That's kind of a busy week. 28th, 29th, 30th. You got Fed interest rates, the press conference, GDP growth rate. So there should be some volatility there. But that is a little bit over more than a week off. All right. So we won't beat that up. You guys know where to go to get the alpha on that. Piper breaks all that stuff down for you. Over to the coin market cap. Total market cap is currently sitting at 3.64 trillion. That is up 3.58%. 24-hour trading volume, 218 billion, makes a 35% decrease. Bitcoin dominance is currently sitting at 57.66%. That is up 0.33% over the last day. Fear and greed index is at 66. We are now trending towards greed, and we are starting to pull back a little bit on price action. So let's go over to the crypto bubbles. AI 16Z, we've been seeing that one in there a lot. Trump up is that's up 33.9%. Trump's up 26%. I don't even Sonic. Okay, previously Phantom. Interesting. I have to read up on that. I am now intrigued on reading up on that. That's up 20.8%. Bonks moving. That's nice to see. Hype is up 17.1%. Quant is up 12%. CAS 6.6%. That's good to see. Unless you're Retro Mike Tech. Hex is up 8.6%. Link's up 8.5%. FET's up 10%. A lot of good movers. Let's just see what's not moving in the right direction. Fart coins down 8.2%, Pingu down 2.5, moving in the wrong direction. Jupe's down 5.1%, SPX down 4.7%. So mostly green. A lot of good moves for a lot of the tokens. AI, this one right here has just been moving. I mean, come back and look at this chart, man. It is crazy. It is up 100% over the last month. Let that sink in, man. That would that's what? If you average, even if you were to average 15% in the S&P, I mean, think about that. You can do that in a month if you just make the right play in crypto. It's crazy. This is why we love crypto. All right, let's go ahead and update the heat map here, because that thing will always change on the fly. It is constantly updating. All right, so it moves with price action. Let's look at that. So we now have kind of a trend that's reversed a little bit, right? We talked about it when it was down here. You guys didn't know, with that extended conversation we had yesterday, I was like, okay, you know what? There could be an opportunity here. And what I'm testing right now is I'm going to be making plays based on liquidity where it's at, right? So I'm going to keep kind of a running journal. And the first one that I did make is already in the negative. I can tell you that, right? There was liquidity right here. Price action was trending down towards that liquidity. And I was kind of the mindset that we might go chase this liquidity. We have not done so far. Not out of the question yet, but not looking great either. So still hanging on to that one. We'll see if price does ultimately bend over on the larger time frames, but as of right now, the trend is kind of going up and right, even though we did get a rejection here up at around 107. So the scary part about this is, now that we've gotten this rejection, we kind of had this conversation yesterday. The rejection here, liquidity starts coming in, cleared it out, get a rejection here, and then liquidity starts coming in. And now as prices continue to go down, it gets hotter and hotter. So people are getting more and more confident in this move going down and right, and you can see the liquidity. But I would say they're being a little bit smarter this time, right? Just slightly. Instead of a lot of liquidity coming in here just over the price action so that you don't get those wicks up and get cleared out, look where the liquidity is coming in at. There's a buffer. Very interesting. It's almost like people are kind of learning some hard lessons. There's now a buffer between where price action has seen a rejection and where liquidity is. So very interesting to see that. That does kind of go back to here. Me personally, if I were looking at this and I was taking a short position right here, I would not put my stop loss or a know that I would get liquidated under the all-time high. All right, so for me, it would have to be above the all-time high. That would be kind of my safe zone when price action gets up here, right? I don't want to be a statistic. I would prefer to keep it safe. So those right here, where you see this pink kind of building up, you see how it's like a darker color, then kind of lightens up right here. I think those are the people kind of more similar mindset as me, right? It's somewhere around 110 makes a lot more sense. Kind of give yourself a little bit of a buffer to be safe there. So, all right. And liquidity, it comes in at 107.5. That's kind of your start. And then the bulk of the liquidity is about 109.7 to the high side. And then, of course, we've talked about this yesterday quite a bit, about 99.5, 99.4. There's a lot of liquidity there. So you're sitting at, let's see here as we scroll. Yeah, I mean, there's hundreds of millions of dollars in liquidity sitting down there. There's a good bit of liquidity sitting here too. Quite a bit. Let's see about this. Yeah. I don't know that this would necessarily be a driving force for price action right now. I say this is the closest alligator to the boat. But now we go to the charts. So let's look at the charts. Let's kind of tie that in. We do know 109, and then what do we say? 99.5, right? So 109, 99.5, kind of your big areas of liquidity. Let's go ahead and look at the chart. 109 makes a lot of sense, right? You got a trend line, you got two trend lines that are intersecting, which is showing you confluence in this area at about 109, and based on a fib extension, I believe the fib extension took you up to about 108 something as well. So, there's things lining up in this area that would show you that there's going to be some resistance. And this is where we get into, that conversation. Like, I really want you guys to take note of when I'm saying, hey, wait for breakouts, look for the OC retest, because that really played out, right? So we talked about this channel here at nauseum, okay, this channel right here. And I've noticed that people are starting to come on board with this area, not necessarily because they're looking at the channel that I'm looking at, but you guys would have been ahead of it because we've been looking at this channel for like 6 months. We knew this channel was here for 6 months. They did not. Now there's confluence that's coming in with horizontals, value area lows, yada, yada, yada. That's now lining up with that area. So you're hearing a lot about, you know, the 92K area, but this is something we've been tracking, like I said, for months upon months. And you've had a lot of opportunities here. You got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4, up, and away we went. And then we've been talking about this trend line as well too. We've been talking about this trend line since price action came up to 108. Remember, there was 2 areas that we were looking at for price action, 103, 108. We saw both of those. And that was based on fib extensions and the trend line. So we had confluence, right? We had trend line and confluence with the fib extension. So again, that is now, it's very simple TA. This is not anything complex. This is just a trend line. And this trend line, you know, went back to 2020, 2019. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Look at the rejection that we got off, and then a rejection again off the same trend line that just dates back. It's just a historical trend line, right? So I think these things are relevant. I think they're important, and that's why I'm leaving them on the chart. But when I say, let's look for the OC retest, you know, this is kind of what I was talking about here, right? I was like, hey, you got a lot of, you know, resistance over top of you. That's when we were down here, and we got the little retest off the point of control. Boom, took off. We got a retest here. We got a retest here. Boom, took off. You know, so like that's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm saying, hey, wait for a breakout. Right now, you're in the middle of a range. Okay, like this right here is not somewhere I'd feel comfortable with taking a long position. Even if it went up to 109, 110, like cool, but it feels risky. Like I don't feel like I have a good grasp on which direction this is going to go. All right, so right now it actually looks like it's breaking down a little bit. Let me go back to the, oh, that's up 17.8%. Let me go ahead and close that real quick. There you go, winner, nailed it. Go order history, bring that up real quick. Virtual, long position, Retro Mike Tech, bro. Sorry, man, I had to listen to the people on this one, and they nailed it. 25.49%, crushing. You guys had a 120% win on Trump yesterday. You bullish. I think this is a nice time to go long because you guys call long a lot, and it plays out a lot. Got to be honest with you. So we don't get a lot of price action during this time frame, but you guys hit, man. It's wild. It's wild. All right, so we'll go back to the charts real quick, but we did get looks like a super chat, man. Looks like we got a super chat from Alex O Crypto. My dude, TradeFly, should I bring my own clubs to Vegas? By the way, I think you owe me a phone call. How about those Redskins, baby? Love you, homie. My man. That is my dude. I do owe you a phone call. You are right about that. Yes. So I have the benefit of only being about 5 hours from Vegas, so I am definitely bringing my own clubs. I would suggest, if you can, bring your clubs, man, because we're gonna get after it. I played around last Friday. It was not good. It was not good. I can't even tell you my score, man. I was throwing up snowmans left and right. So, but I was very honest. I was very honest with my score. I was taking the stroke penalties when I was hitting that thing in the muck and all kinds of stuff. So, I got some work to do. But much love to you, Alex. So we appreciate you. We love you here on this channel, man. And let's get you on, dude. Let's get you on the channel. All right, FD. I've been running my mouth quite a bit here. Let me just give you guys a couple key areas to look at, and then I'll throw it over to FD, and he'll give you guys a breakdown of what he's looking at. But again, 109 key area. All right, 102. Those are your 2 key areas right now. You're in the middle of a range, and that's where we're gonna look for some price action, right? You got some confluence coming up with moving averages. You got the 21 under you. You got the 50 working its way up to provide a little bit of support around 102.6. But again, I'm waiting for that. All right, I'm in a wait and see mode, to be honest with you. Just because, like I said, I feel like we're very much in the middle of things. So if we push up and we get that second retest of this area at about 109, then I'm looking here and I'm saying, hey man, if this is still trending down and right on the oscillator, we're losing strength. We could get, some, I won't say it's bearish divergence, but we could show that we're losing strength into that next move. And that's something that I'll be looking for, potential short. and then we're coming down to 102. We're going to look for this oscillator to reset and see what we do from there. But there is a lot of support underneath of us. So there's hope to kind of stay up over 100K. I definitely think there's hope. I mean, because look, you got the value area high, trend line, dynamic reactor, point of control, all on the 4 hour. And then you have the liquidity down here, right? And the 200 as well. So there's so much confluence here for support right around 100K. So it's crazy. Like 100K now is where all of the moving out, everything is starting to converge right around 100K. So does 100K, that psychological area, become our new area of support, a lot like a dollar did for Cardano back in the day? I think that could be a thing. We'll see. But then it gets a little weird when you break all of that support too, right? So then you're like, see what happens. But right now, those are kind of the two areas that I'll be looking at personally. And again, I am in a short, and that is only based on chasing liquidity. All right, so it's a different kind of trade. Not something that I typically do, but something that I'm trying out here. So that's what I got right now. Looking at Bitcoin, I'm going to pass it over to FD, let him rip up some TA for you guys, and let's see what you got, man.
Yeah, so I've been looking at Ethereum, man. You know, I'm a big Ethereum bull. Has been lagging pretty much all bull run, besides when they first announced that the ETF was coming. But I'm really getting a lot more bullish than I've been in the past few weeks, because we see World Liberty Fire, whatever that project is, they keep buying Ethereum. And I think the market is going to catch up eventually. So right now, I mean, Ethereum has just been consolidating within this symmetrical triangle for since the beginning of November. So we're going on 2 months in this pattern. So what I'm looking at for this is we came down, and we did not breach that 200. We did not close below that 200-day simple moving average, which was good. Bounce back up, and so it's looking like we're having or holding support at around 3K. So 3K is the level that I've been looking at for downside, with some wicks possibly below or down to 2,800. So I think 2,800 is my line in the sand for Ethereum. We start breaking something like that, I'll get very worried for Ethereum. But as long as we're above that, as long as we're above this 200, I think I'm good. I think we're going to be good. We do have the 100-day moving average coming up, holding us as support. So we do have my favorite 20-day modified moving average, using this as resistance right now. So this is the first step. So I like to take my TA right now in steps. So of course, I'm looking at Bitcoin, seeing what Bitcoin is going to do, looking at some fundamental factors like we talked about. We see World Liberty 5 buying a lot of Ethereum, which is I like that. That's a good fundamental catalyst for me to remain a little bit more convicted. So we are touching this 20-day modified moving average. So we want to flip this first and foremost. And of course, we have this downtrend, or the top side of the symmetrical triangle. We have the 50-day modified moving, or the 50-day moving average. And then we have this $3,500 level coming in with confluence right there. So this is what I want to see. We have a lot of resistance in this area here. Like I said, we have this downtrend. I mean, this down, the top side. We have the 50-day, and then we have this major SR level at about 3,500. Once we flip this, I think the races is on. So we go up here. I think once we do that, I think we're going to 4K. I think we're going to teleport to 4K very fast. And then I think overall, once we start to get this momentum, once everybody starts to get a little bit more giddy about Ethereum, I think we'll take out these highs here. I think that's almost at about 4,100. We take this out, then we're looking at all-time highs pretty quick. And I pulled a fib from the high to the low, and then I'll be looking to aim at this right here. This would be right here. This is what I'll be looking at, and that is coming in at all-time high. So that's basically coming in confluence with what I'm saying. I think the all-time high for Ethereum might be 48 to 4,900. So that's right around what I'll be looking at for Ethereum. But I think Ethereum is going to go, I don't know if it's going to go a lot higher than this, but I do think all-time highs will probably come fairly quick. And I think it's going to come in February. Really think it's going to come in February. I think we're gearing up for all the real, like I feel like we talked about this a couple of days ago. We've been in altcoin, some form of altcoin season. This cycle is a lot different. This cycle is a little bit more concentrated when it comes to the coins. We have so many coins, so it's so concentrated with just a few coins pumping at a certain time. So I think Ethereum is going to have its time, and I think a lot of people are going to start pouring into Ethereum, even if it's not new liquidity. We see that some liquidity can be sucked out of somewhere else, and then it'll go into this. So I think once this starts pumping, I think Solana is going to take the beating from this. I think a lot of money from Solana is going to come and chase this Ethereum trade. And that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So I would probably hedge that. I would probably hedge a Solana short with an Ethereum long if that did start to happen, and vice versa, because they've been working in tandem the opposite way. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm Ethereum is on my radar. So I always have one trade that I'm looking at. I always usually have one trade. So it was coming into 2025, it was XRP. That trade played out. We talked about XRP going bananas the first half of January. At the end of December, it played out. So now I'm looking at Ethereum. So I think Ethereum is on the radar or next in line to have a nice significant move. So we'll definitely be using a little bit of leverage because if you're not working with a lot of money in this move here, let's say you just catch the breakout from 3,500 and you get to 4K, that's only what, a 13% move. If you take it all the way up to about all-time highs, I mean, that we say only, but it's almost only like a 37 to 40% move depending on when you get in. So a little bit of sauce, like I like to call it, a little bit of leverage, and I think that'll be a good trade. But I think this risk to reward, that's what I'm looking for right now when it comes to my leverage trades, is a better risk to reward. I think once this does break out with the fundamentals behind it, we have some of basically the president and his team buying this. They said, he said he doesn't know what's going on with crypto. I think he knows. I think he knows what's going on. I think they took some Trump profits and bought some of these yesterday when they announced those buys. So I think Ethereum is coming up next. So I will be watching this. Not going too long the breakout. I'm along this $3,500 level. So confirming the breakout will be good. Getting back above that 20-day MMA would be good, but I'm really looking to flip this 3,500 as support, flip it from resistance to support, and then I'm going long. I'm going long. That's basically what I'm going to do. I'm not going to look at any indicators. I'm not going to look at any oscillators. Once we flip 3,500, confirm it as support, I'm going long on Ethereum. So might take a couple tries, but I think if we can catch a good move right there, that'll be a good trade, a good risk to reward. And I think if the overall market keeps going up, Ethereum, just as long as it doesn't crash, down back below into this symmetrical triangle, we can probably place our stops somewhere in there. But as far as Bitcoin, I think you hit the nail on the head. Bitcoin, really don't want to go over it too much. That 100K level, psychological level, is sort of like, okay, remember we couldn't stay above 100K. Now we're staying above 100K. We might be going up to 106, coming back down to 103, going back up to 107, coming back down to 100K, going back up to 105. But we're holding that 100K level. So seems like 100K is starting to be built as the new floor, which is good, which is very, very good. What I like to see for the crypto market, for Bitcoin. And all it's going to take is, we can get it tonight. Well, probably not tonight, but we can get it tomorrow. We can get a presidential announcement saying, okay, we're going to have Bitcoin as strategic reserve. We don't even have to go into detail. The market is going to blast off. The market is going to all-time highs. It might go to 115, 120 very fast just off the backs of that. So we got to be ready fundamentally. Like a lot of people say these fundamentals don't matter, but obviously they do. Trump has been leading the crypto market. If he says something or if he doesn't say something, that dictates if the price is going up or down. That's fundamentals. That has nothing to do with technicals. We do use the technicals as our roadmap, but like I said, if he comes out and says we're going to use it as a strategic reserve, we're going up and we're going to go up hard. So once we do that, we're still looking at Bitcoin dominance though, to see what Bitcoin dominance is going to do. But Bitcoin dominance is at about almost 59% right now. We haven't taken out these, or we're still below this. Make this a little bit bigger. We're still below this. Go on a weekly. Pull that down. So we're not back in that trend yet. If we do manage to get back in here, I think we could possibly get back up to a high of about 60%. But everybody's waiting on Bitcoin to do this. Everybody's just waiting on Bitcoin to do this, and it hasn't done it yet. It hasn't done it yet. I think if we start to get a run up, I think even if we come up 120, 130K, we'll probably or potentially come back in there, and then we'll start to roll over. And I think it'll go higher because it's not really too much new liquidity coming in. It's just like people are taking money from Bitcoin to altcoins, altcoins to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to Trump coin to altcoins. Like it's just a game of of musical chairs. So if the new liquidity doesn't come in, that money has to come from somewhere, and it's going to be sucked from altcoins. So we might see Bitcoin dominance have a sharp move up and then a rollover, and then this will be just like, I think we already been in some sort of altcoin season, but this would be like major moves in altcoins. So hopefully, if we do get this Bitcoin dominance to roll over, Bitcoin doesn't roll over too much, because like I said, the liquidity matters. The liquidity matters. So I've been watching this a lot to see what happens. And I don't think retail is coming back in droves to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an institutional coin now. We just have to face the fact. Bitcoin is an institutional coin. If you can get as much Bitcoin as you can now, because it's going to go to those numbers that everybody's been talking about. So it might take a little bit more time than we think, but 200, 300, 400, it's going there. Without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, I think it's going there. But I think people look at this price now and they're like, okay, even if I want to jump into crypto, I would not be buying Bitcoin, especially if they don't understand why Bitcoin, that people want to just make money. They don't understand the why behind it. So I'm thinking, hopefully we can have possibly one more push with Bitcoin dominance going into February, going into that 115, 120K level. Once we get that strategic reserve, I think it's going to be a huge pump. The easiest money you've ever made. As soon as you see the headline, just go long. Just go long. And I think after that, we'll hopefully get some sort of major moves in altcoins. And just remember the coins that's been strong, the narratives that's been strong, and you should be fine. You should do fine. Don't over leverage if you're leveraging, and if you have a little bit more money to play with, just spot positions and go from there, man. It's not really rocket science. It's just our greed gets in the way and our fear gets in the way. So once you can step aside from that, I think you'll be okay.
Right on, man. Let's see here. One thing I want to bring up is Billy Goat Tales. Send you guys over there after the show here. Let me bring this up real quick. But of course, they're having their space tonight. Billy Goat Tales, persistence pays off. So they're basically resetting the we'll say not really the room, but kind of resetting the space a little bit. They are revisiting some of the topics from the book that they actually released. But one of them right now is going to be persistence. So reboot of crypto insights and community discussion. I'm going to try to go over there for a little bit this evening as well, directly after the show. And then I got to get ready for work. You guys know how I roll. Got to work that night shift, baby. The world is a crazy place, so we got to keep it safe overnight. But that being said, go get over there. That's family. Much love to all those guys that were in the chat earlier. I saw Biomex, Redman, Giver's Gain, which was probably one of those dudes, probably Bio. But we appreciate them. And we love them over there. So get on over there. Let's go over and look at Cardano really quick. Cardanzo, as OC says. I miss OC, man. We should try to get OC on this show. See if he wants to come on. I don't know what that time looks like for him, but we should try to get him on. He's wicked smart. All right. So looking at Cardano, you can see we broke out of the trend. That was something we were keeping an eye on. Once we broke out, we've actually been trending kind of up and right. Keeping a nice trend up and right here. Let me get rid of this so it stops popping up. There we go. So you see the trend, just a series of higher lows, higher highs, and working ourselves up and right. So, we're finding ourselves right here in that psychological area of $1. And this is an area that we hung out in quite a bit back in 2021. So basically when I first started trading Cardano was in 2021, and I bought it at $1. And you guys know the story. It went up to over $3 at one point. But here we are again, hovering around $1. It's been a long time coming. I will be honest with you there. It has spent quite a bit of time under $1. So it's not surprising to see it struggle with that dollar region. But I think once we get on top of it, kind of like FD was saying, with that $100,000 area for Bitcoin, it'd be very interesting to see, if Cardano starts reestablishing that area of support at about $1. So what does that mean? If we see the market continue to consolidate or move to an up and right, direction, price action is continuing to go up and right, I think that $1 becomes kind of that baseline for Cardano again, in an area that you can kind of continue in to lather into either a position or continue to DCA in with your bag. So you have to let it play out just a little bit because you do want to start breaking some of these key levels and then it, retracing back to $1, finding support to give you confirmation. But that's something for you guys to keep an eye on. The other thing that I want you guys to keep your eye on, if price does work its way down for whatever reason, we have a pullback in the market, I want you to key on 80 cents. 80 cents is going to be the 0.5 fib for the range, more of a macro range, but it also has the dynamic reactor working its way up on the daily. Okay, so I think this is going to be a significant area of price action. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go ahead and set an alert right now. And not only am I going to set an alert, what I'm going to do is, what I've noticed is a lot of times I talk about these areas, we get these wicks off of it. Like I've already talked about this area before, but I didn't take action on it, right? I'm like, hey, I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna set an alert, comes down, wicks off, I never get opportunity, right? So I think I'm gonna start taking positions quite a bit earlier, kind of like I did on Bitcoin. Remember when I was like, hey, one of my best plays on Bitcoin, I took that position months ahead of time, right? And eventually it did come down there to 50K, clock's right twice a day. But I happened to win that trade, and it was a very nice trade. But that's because I got in early, and it wasn't something I had to think about. It was just like, hey, I identified a key area and a level that I like, and eventually it came down and visited that area. So let's do this. All right, so we're saying about 80 cents. Let's just call it 81 cents. Nice win there. Love that. Love to see it. So we'll go up to Cardano, ADA, and then we'll take a market order, low leverage, probably, I don't know, we'll leave it around 5. I'm not going to use a lot of capital here, but let's see, what's 500 give us? About $100. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's go ahead and put in, actually, not a market, a limit, right? 0.81. There's the 0.81. Let's see, 500, about $100 there. And then there it is. Simple enough, right? We have an area that we have identified that we like, that we're comfortable with if it were to retrace to that area. And, we could get into a nice position with Cardano, potentially. If the market crashes, then I look silly. But here or there, I think we'll get a bounce in that area, right? So at a minimum, it can turn into a nice little scalp trade or an intraday type trade. And then we just kind of have to reevaluate once that position gets entered. So there you go. That's something I'm looking at for Cardano. I'm going to try to do a little bit more of that here on the channel when I'm finding these areas. Be like, okay, let me go ahead and open these trades based on these key levels that we're looking at here. And that is one of them. So, another one that I would say I'm comfortable with, if Bitcoin were to retrace to 92K, right? Again, I'm comfortable with that. I think, we've seen that level has held up pretty well. Not saying it's going to come there, but why not put a position there and be ready for it if it does? Again, makes a lot of sense. A little bit more capital. We'll go 5x again, and boom. So that's a $200 trade. At least, the capital that I'm using, but with a little bit of leverage turns into about $1,000. So there you go. So there's two things that I'm looking at for you guys, two areas of interest, at least for positions. And I think we got a few minutes left. FD, is there anything that you want to talk about here that you can cover in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Yeah, really quick. So I'm
cool.
Being in crypto, I've kind of figured out, especially once Larry Fink really started going into this strategy, when Larry Fink started to talk about Bitcoin in the middle of 2023. I've been looking at what the big players are doing, and I just talked about World Liberty Fi and why they're buying, trying to figure out why they're buying these coins. What's the point? Or what are they looking at that we're not looking at? So I think they just bought more Tron. I think it was a few $1,000,000 worth of Tron. Actually think Justin Sun is an advisor to that project. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So maybe he's advising them to buy it. But I'm trying to figure out why they are buying these these coins. I think they bought like Chainlink, they've been buying Ethereum, Tron. It's a few more that they've been buying. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But I'm starting to put these on my radar. Of course, Ethereum been on my radar, Chainlink has been on my radar, but Tron hasn't really been on my radar. But it's starting to be on my radar because the leader of the free world and his, his sons or whoever runs this thing is starting to buy these coins, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to figure out why. So I'm putting these coins on my radar, and not really doing the TA on it right now. It does look like it wants to break above this 20-day. We do have the 50-day above us. We are holding the 100-day as support, just moving average support and resistance. Just looking at that, coming out to take this high at about 27, 28 cent would be good. But we are down massively from its peak when it did have that rise to about 46, 47, almost 50 cent. So I'm looking at this. We are, let me see, where's my are trying to come and break this as well. Let's pull this down a little bit more. So we are looking to potentially break this, and this is also where the 20-day coming in as well. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So this is on my radar. So I may start to build a small position here, just off the simple fact that World Liberty Fi token is buying this, or World Liberty Fi project is buying this, and I'm trying to figure out why. So that's on my radar. I just wanted to put this on you guys' radar, so you guys can, if you wake up one day and this thing just does this, FD told you that this may happen because they were buying and we don't know why. We don't know what's going on, but when you see things like that, you got to think outside the box and try to figure out why. And they wouldn't be buying if they didn't think the price was going to go up, probably a lot. So we'll see what happens with Tron. Keep your eye out on Tron.
I'm taking a note of it now. Tony,
So he
man,
does.
FD.
So
FD's talking about things. I write it down now, man, because I'm looking, I'm looking for these, right? Because I mean, why else are we here? Like when it comes down to it, like I mean, I guess you guys like being in the chat for sure, because you guys are unhinged as usual. Y'all crazy, talking about just a tip and Trump ain't taxing tips no more. Y'all wild. But that being said, like this is why we're here, man. Like when we're a community and we're coming together and we all see different things from different perspectives. Sometimes like I can't look at 100 different tokens. So, we have that benefit. I really like looking at Bitcoin. I know FD's looking at Bitcoin too because it drives the market, but then we start looking at other things, right? Like I can do some analysis on Cardano and kind of saves him from doing some of that leg work. And then he's looking at Tron, he's looking at Grass the other day. There's things that he's looking at that I'm not looking at. And, it really helps you get more exposure to different coins vice being so narrowed in on a set few. And so it's a beauty of us being here and doing this on the show. But yeah, man, FD, I'm going to open it up for you, man, because I know that you always have one more thing. So I'll let you give the one more thing, some closing comments here, and then we'll get out of here, send everybody to BGT.
So this week we may get a strategic reserve announcement. We'll see. Next week though, like we're not out of the woodworks yet. Next week we do have the FOMC. So it's like we may get some good news, then we may get some bad news. But I think once January is over, I think February, we don't have too much fundamental news coming out. I think coming off the back. So I think February might be the most bullish month for like Ethereum, a lot of altcoins. So I think we'll be bullish. We're bullish right now. To be honest with you, we're getting bullish right now. So I think we'll get mega bullish. I don't like to make predictions, but just be ready to see some huge, bigger gains. I was about to say huger, bigger gains next month, and I'm thinking that's what I'm looking at. So once we get through this week, hopefully we get some announcement next week. We got the FOMC, and then February, we got to be really locked in. I think February and March. After that, we'll see. Especially if we get just a crazy run up, because we've been seeing a lot of euphoria in the market, and usually when we get those peak euphoria moments, we get huge sell-offs after. But we'll see. We'll take it day by day. That's the thing. We want to take it day by day. Nowadays with crypto, because 2025 is going to be up and down, I think. But I think we're gonna have a good next couple months.
Yeah, right on, right on. Hey, shout out to Jay Violet. Looks like she got herself a little wrench tonight too. So you have now been knighted. I guess Army Piper took care of you. Congratulations. Welcome to the moderator club. Bitnuendo, just want to give you a shout out. Thanks for being here, brother. It looks like he is long on TRX and short on BTC. So, you know, you can be long and short on different things. If you guys don't know, it's definitely a thing. Now, if you're kind of scalping, usually the market's kind of moving together. If you're swing trading, could be different, right? Could be different. So keep your eyes out for some opportunities there. Drew, what's up to you? And LBC's in the chat. If you guys don't know, he's got a show that's going later on this evening. Go give him some love. Stop by, say what's up. At least smash the like for him. Do me that solid. So for now, we're going to go ahead. We're going to bounce out of here, go over to BGT, go hang out with our bros over there, and talk it up a little bit. So much love to you guys. I hope all of you have a great night. Trade safe, be safe, and we're out of here.
Welcome to the Nightcap, your TA home. Everybody knows we trade in them zones. Late night, no sleep, yeah, we keep it real. Crypto moves fast, no time for the feels. TradeFly rockin' chart, T about to take flight. Crypto Nightcap, where the dark meets the bright. This path ain't cheap, you can dream while you sleep. Steady building wealth, invest in yourself. Breaking it down, good vibes in sight. The makers in tight, adjusting my sight. It's all or nothing, this is how we attack. Get your head right, it's a Crypto Nightcap.